Another thing that's just about as important is email. Be very careful about the emails you open. If you are not sure who an email is from, just ignore it, because there's no reason in endangering your computer. I always make sure in my subject lines I make it very clear what it's about,
right,
so that it won't get stuck in a spam folder, so that people know exactly what it's about. And you'll find a lot of spam filters that are in emails. If they see a number of verbs and nouns and adverbs and adjectives that seem to make a lot of sense, they will let that through. So you've got a better chance of getting through. But always be careful. And in terms of downloads, don't ever download anything that has .exe. That means executable. That means I'm free to run on your computer and I'll do whatever I want. That's really what it means.
That's terrible. That's a great practical thing for folks to think of. Never to allow.
Never download anything that has a .exe that stands for executable extension on it. That is a total invitation to disaster unless you specifically know or are expecting it. If I sent you one and I said, Greg, download this. This is a new utility I wrote. You'd know it's safe.
I tell you, who knows?
But if it's somebody else you don't know, you don't want to do that.
Right.
And by the way, I hate to change the subject, but this security is so important. A group of us, Jean-Louis Lassay being one of them, he's the chair of the.
Who's that?
He's the computer science department chair at Coastal Carolina University.
Great.
He's been my boss for 5 years.
Jean-Louis Lassay.
Jean-Louis Lassay. He's originally from Paris, France. Got his doctorate at Purdue, and he was an IBM research director up in Yorktown Heights, along with his wife, actually. He and I and a group of people are putting together Computer Security Conference 2007 here in Myrtle Beach.
Is that right, in the Myrtle Beach area?
That is exactly right. It's going to take place at the Holiday Inn West next April 11th through the 13th. That's a Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, 2007.
3 months from now, right? Three months from now.
Just a little over 3 months, and we're looking forward to having it. First of all, if people want more information, we've got a website. We got very lucky with our domain name, ComputerSecurityConference.com.
Is that right? ComputerSecurityConference.com. What
That's
a great
right.
name. How was that available?
It just was. It's just one
yeah.
of those mysteries.
Yeah.
So we got that. We've got a really great program. Can I tell you a little bit about it?
Yeah, please share with us. This is perfect. We got about 10 minutes.
Okay, great. We were fortunate due to our contacts with IBM, Microsoft, and a company called Lurk. Now, Lurk is a local company that has grown, and it had now bought and assumed the name SecureWorks.
Right.
And so
in
we
Atlanta.
have 3 of the leaders in computer security bringing invited speakers to our conference.
And one was based in Myrtle Beach, SecureWorks.
That's exactly right. SecureWorks is based in Myrtle Beach. Joe Stewart will be here. And then this morning I got confirmation that IBM will be sending one of their top experts. He's going to talk about something that everybody will want to know about, building security from the ground floor up. His talk is not directed at academics or experts. His talk is directed at people like you and me. Just people people that need to know, and local business people. What do you do to secure your computers? You know, you've got valuable information on them. You've got information that your competitors want.
Right.
They'll take it. They'd love to take it. And, I hate to say it, but people are like that. So this will be a great talk for people. Plus, I'm going to be doing a workshop on something called ethical hacking.
Ethical hacking.
That's right.
What
Now
could
that's
that
a whole
be?
new a whole new term. Something
we may not have enough time to get into that.
No, I can tell you about it in 1 minute.
Yeah, please.
Hacking is when you attack someone's computer. Ethical hacking is when you try to attack your own computer and figure out the vulnerabilities. So I'm going to give a 3-hour workshop on how you can test your own network if you have a business. Very simple steps. I'm going to give you something you can take away and you can sit down and use. Plus, I'll also have it online on the internet that conference attendees can download in case they want that, so they can have it conveniently on the web. But between the talk that I'm going to give, a number of the papers that are going to be presented, and the talk from the IBM computer security expert, there's going to be a wealth of information for people in the Myrtle Beach area, for business people to come and learn and help protect their data. They can develop a plan to keep their information safe.
That's tremendous. You said the dates were April 11th through the 13th.
That's right.
Holiday Inn West.
Wednesday through Friday.
Wednesday through Friday. And, of course, for locals who want to travel in either from the PD or southeastern North Carolina, or obviously folks even here It's open to the public?
It's open to the public. There, if you're from an academic institution or from a business and you're presenting paper, the fee is $250. But all students and all local people from the Myrtle Beach, Florence, and Lumberton area who are listening in today, if you'll put in a promotional code that says Myrtle Beach, Florence, or Lumberton, then you will get the $125 rate, and it's going to go on for 3 days. And I know the gentleman from IBM is going to talk for 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing a 3-hour workshop. There are going to be some other workshops that business people will really enjoy. Also, I think the Myrtle Beach Herald said they were going to help out with a little promotion. So
we are.
You can check that out in the Herald.
Absolutely. A little closer to the event, of course. But one exciting thing, if someone just visited computersecurityconference.com
That's right.
and went to the page Conference Registration, there's the information where you'd have the promotional code. You type in either Myrtle, Florence, or Lumberton,
if it's
or anywhere close to it. Sure,
right,
if you're from Marion or Darlington, right.
One of the cities in the viewing area, then you get the special $125 rate.
It's $125. Now,
That's
what
right.
would that provide if I was to pay $125? Obviously, access to ethical hacking and some of the other great speakers that'll be there.
We're going to have an opening reception on Wednesday night where you can meet a lot of the speakers.
Great.
On Thursday, we'll have the first speech will be by the computer security expert from Microsoft. Then we will have other experts. We'll have someone talking about game security from a university in Germany. We have a friend of ours, Professor Yuzuru Tanaka from Hokkaido University in Japan.
He's flying over from Japan.
He's flying over from Japan to give a talk on security. We've got a gentleman from New Mexico Tech whose name is a little difficult to pronounce, but he'll be coming over here to give a talk. And then on Friday morning, I'll be leading off the 3-hour workshop on ethical hacking. And in fact, if everyone will read the Internet column, I'm going to write a column about that in about 2 weeks so everyone can read about it and see just how important it is and the benefits of learning ethical hacking, learning how to attack your own system and find out some of the vulnerabilities.
One other great thing for viewers, of course, who are not subscribers to the Herald, they can go online to myrtlebeachherald.com and click on Internet Column, or they could just go to theinternetcolumn.com to see the history. I think there's a heck of a lot of your columns online.
There really are. I think all 2 years are online, but the last, I think, 20 are easily accessible.
Right there. You just click them right on. But if you go ahead and type in subjects or your name and dates back to February 2005, they can pretty well pull up virtually any column you've done over the last 2 years.
That's exactly right, and I think many of them are still as timely today as they were when they were written.
We've just got a couple of minutes, John. What about one of your favorite topics to write about? Have you seen over the last 2 years, what's been a column that really stands out in your mind as one that either a lot of students talk to you about? I know you teach at the business school out at Coastal as well, at the Wall School of Business. I think you've been out... You've got a lot of students out there, I understand, anecdotally, that have talked about your columns. Any favorites in the past? Any that stick out in your mind?
My two favorite columns are the first one that I wrote called Caveat Emptor, Buyer Beware.
Oh, yeah.
Right. You can go out on the Internet and you can find 8 places that will tell you that the world is going to end in 2012. Ooh. But probably we just need to continue on and let that pass. You've just got to be careful. Don't believe everything you read. The Internet is so important because it requires judgment, good judgment, and there's no substitute.
Right.
So my first column is really my favorite, and it set the tone for everything that I've tried to do. My other one was the Christmas column that I wrote, The Real Cost of Christmas.
Right, that was recently. That got a lot of traffic.
A lot of people like that. PNC Corporation, the old Pittsburgh National Bank, every year for 22 years they've talked about the real cost of Christmas. And I have to tell you something since you asked me. I've got a little addendum to that. Last week we passed by the 8th day of Christmas, and they said that the 8th day of Christmas cost $41.20. What that was 8 maids milking for 1 hour at minimum wage. Now the problem was they didn't talk about the cost of renting the cows, the cost of renting the barn. They didn't talk about workman's comp. They didn't talk about any of that. So next Christmas I'm going to try try to one-up PNC Corporation's The Real Cost of Christmas and give them the real cost of Christmas, all the infrastructure. And, I'll add some things like computer security, all the things that the Internet column might do. Might even take 2 weeks to do it, but I think it'll be a lot of fun.
That's a great idea, a two-part series on the real cost of Christmas.
The absolute and real cost of Christmas.
So folks probably need, maybe we can make that paper exclusive, so folks actually have to subscribe to the Herald to read that.
Well, that's your call, Greg.
Oh, yeah, that's great. That's great. It's so fascinating when you think about a subject so important that people would actually wrap around and put a conference on. People would fly in from Tokyo, from Germany, from all over the world to be here to help folks understand some of the real issues and threats, whether it's ethical hacking like you've talked about or the threats that folks face every day because they're bombarded with .exe emails or other things that they're faced with. This is a real issue that a lot of people need to be thinking about. The conference could be a great place to hone up on skills.
Greg, don't think that people don't want your data, pardon me for the double negative, because they do. They'll take it if they get the chance.
Well, this is a real opportunity for folks to check out computersecurityconference.com or to even be there if they don't have Internet access. A real opportunity to get out on April 11th through the 13th, Wednesday through Friday. Perfect days of the week to be there.
Just think, it's like eating your vegetables. Computer security, it's something you've got to do.
I love it. John, thanks so much for being with us this morning.
Greg, thank you very much for letting me start back. Carolina people, it's a real honor.
It's a great treat. Stay tuned to more Carolina People with Dr. John Stamey coming up next. We didn't get to hear him talk about all 12 years of teaching computers, but we did get to hear him talk about zero-day exploits or script kiddies or hackers or advanced hackers. You can hear it live time when he gives his ethical hacking presentation at the Computer Security Conference 2007, April 11th through the 13th. Go online to computersecurityconference.com to register.